This is problem number 1 from section 2.1. In this problem, they ask us to write an equation for the line shown on the right. As you see in the graph, we have a line. The line passes through the x-axis at -3 and passes through the y-axis at 6. Now, if we want to write an equation for this line, we need to go back and we need to think about our stuff from our knowledge from linear equations. And we know that there are two forms that we can write an equation for a line in. So one form would be slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b, and the other form is y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Now we're going to use slope-intercept form basically anytime they give us the slope in the problem and the intercept. We're going to use point-slope form, it's in the name, anytime we have just a point and the slope, but that point is not the y-intercept. So in our case, we have the y-intercept because this is where the line crosses the y-axis, and we know that that's the definition of the y-intercept. So we know that we've got the y-intercept, which is 6, and now we just need to figure out the slope, and we can use slope-intercept form to write the equation for the line. So let's go ahead and calculate this up, and there's two ways we can do that. Way number 1, we can just count. So right now we know the y-intercept is 6 because that's where it crosses, and we could also say that that's the coordinate 0, 6. That's another way to write this, but really 6 is what we're going to use for the b here. The slope then, if I count up and go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so I've rose 6, right, from here to here, gone up 6, and then over 1, 2, 3, so you can count those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then over 1, 2, and 3, so up 6, over 3, so we can find the slope. We know slope is always equal to the rise divided by the run. So our rise is 6, right, up 6. Our run is 3 over 3, so that means our slope is 2. So I can say that my equation for the line is y equals, this is my slope, and we know m is the slope, so slope is m in the equation. So I can say y equals 2x plus, and we know the y-intercept is b in our equation, so we can say b equals 6. So we can say y equals 2x plus 6, and that's the equation for our line in slope-intercept form. One other way that you could figure this out is if you took your coordinate up here, which was 0, 6, and your coordinate down here, which this coordinate is, that would be what, -3, 0. So if you take your two coordinates, and we can use this slope equation, we know it's rise over run, and when we find the rise, it's always y2 minus y1 over the run, which is x2 minus x1, meaning subtract the y coordinates and then subtract the x coordinates in the same direction. So let's subtract the y coordinates. We have 6 and 0 for y coordinates, so let's go 6 minus 0. Now if we go 6 minus 0, then we're going to go the same 0 minus -3, right? We're going to go with the same coordinate first, and then the same coordinate second. So 0 minus -3. And you can see we end up with 6 over 3, which is exactly what we counted just a little bit ago to get the slope of 2. So we know that's 2. So that's just a second way to find the slope.